we're losing something vital, something our ancestors understood instinctively. It's a quiet erosion, a slow disappearance of inner space in a world that never stops broadcasting. We're constantly connected, perpetually stimulated, yet often feel more adrift than ever before. This isn't a modern affliction. The yearning for meaning, for grounding, is timeless. Around the turn of the 19th century, a man named Benedetto Mirarelli lived this truth in a way few could comprehend. He was a simple Italian monk, one among many, but his story transcends his time and place. Benedetto felt a pull, a profound inner calling that ordinary monastic life, with its communal rhythms, couldn't quite satisfy. He sought something deeper, a more absolute form of devotion, a direct confrontation with his own soul. So in 1813, Benedetto did something extraordinary. He requested permission to live as a hermit, not in some distant wilderness, but within the very walls of the Basilica della Santa Casa in Loreto, Italy, a church teeming with pilgrims. His cell was tiny, a mere stone cubicle near the famed Holy House. Imagine the contrast. Outside, the clamor of thousands. Inside, absolute silence, save for the echoes of his own breath and thoughts. He would remain there for 50 years. This wasn't a punishment, nor an escape from duty. For Benedetto, it was the ultimate discipline, a deliberate act of choosing solitude as a crucible for spiritual refinement. He became known as the Hermit of Loreto. His existence raises uncomfortable questions for us. In an age of endless distractions, what could possibly drive someone to such extreme self-isolation? What did he find there, in that stark, enclosed space that we so often miss in our expansive, open lives? Benedetto's story isn't about becoming a hermit yourself. It's about the profound wisdom embedded in his radical choice. He understood that true depth often requires a deliberate withdrawal, an intentional narrowing of focus. He practiced what we might call deliberate absence. By removing external stimuli, he forced himself to confront his inner landscape, his fears, his desires, his faith. He wasn't avoiding the world. He was seeking to understand its essence from a new vantage point. Imagine the clarity that emerges when the constant noise of modern life is silenced, when the endless notifications, the social pressures, the consumerist urges simply cease to exist. What remains? What thoughts rise to the surface? Benedetto found a quiet strength, a profound peace that many of us desperately seek amidst our busy schedules. His solitude wasn't lonely, it was fertile. It allowed for growth, for self-discovery, for a deeper connection to something beyond himself. He didn't need grand adventures or constant validation. His meaning was forged in the crucible of his own quiet commitment. His life was a testament to the power of inner work, a quiet rebellion against the superficial. This isn't about forsaking society, but about recognizing the vital importance of creating intentional pockets of solitude in our own lives. It's about carving out time and space for introspection, for reflection, for simply being without agenda. Perhaps it's a few minutes each morning before the world wakes up. Maybe it's a weekly walk in nature, phone left at home. It could be journaling or simply sitting in silence, observing your thoughts without judgment. The Hermit of Loreto reminds us that meaning isn't something found externally, broadcasted by others, or bought in a store. It is cultivated, slowly and deliberately, in the fertile ground of our own inner lives. His 50 years in a stone cell weren't a rejection of life, but an embrace of its most profound dimensions. He teaches us that sometimes, to truly connect with the world, we must first disconnect from its ceaseless demands. His story is an invitation to look inward, to trust the quiet voice within, and to understand that the deepest wells of wisdom often lie hidden behind the veil of silence. It's a challenging path, but one that promises unparalleled richness. In a world screaming for our attention, perhaps the most radical act is to simply turn down the volume and listen to what our own souls are trying to tell us. The Hermit of Loreto found his truth there. Can we find ours? Explore another profound journey into solitude and meaning in our next video on Seneca's Letters.